Feldenkrais body scan is quite possibly the best thing you can add into your daily life. Whether you take 2 minutes, 5 minutes or 15 minutes, it can help you recalibrate your posture, de-stress your muscles, soften your muscles, and just help you mentally and physically. We're going to explore ourselves using our own sensory awareness. And a body scan can often take place either on the floor or standing or sitting or lying, and it will often take place frequently throughout a lesson. We're going to use the floor today as a kinesthetic mirror. Now, it might seem uncomfortable at first when you lie down, but over the course of just a few minutes, you might start to notice that your muscles will soften and you'll start to feel more comfortable. So let's just lie down on the floor with your legs long and your arms long down by your side. If you need to, put a book under your head just to give you a little bit of support. Again, if you really are very uncomfortable, you can put some support underneath your knees and shut your eyes. So let's just begin this sensory exploration of ourselves. And let's now just be present in our own sensory awareness. So just breathe. Breathe easily, softly, and take all the time you need for each breath. Breathing is a function of the brain, and just trust your brain knows how much oxygen your body needs at any given time. So just breathe naturally. When you breathe in, simply allow the breath to arrive. When you breathe out, just let it go. So breathing, one of the first signs of our life, is movement. So each time you breathe in, direct your attention to all the parts of you that move as you breathe in. Each time you breathe out, direct your attention to all the parts of you that move as you breathe out. Do you feel the breath move your belly? Do you feel the breath move your rib cage? Do you feel the breath move the front of your chest? Do you feel the breath move your back or in the sides of your ribs? Can you feel the breath enter your nostrils and travel back down your throat? So just breathe. Now get a sense of how your body is lying on the floor today. So any day you could feel quite different. So just notice you today. Is one side of your body higher than the other? Or longer? Or heavier? Is there somewhere that you notice that's painful? Or a limb that feels lifted off the floor more than the other? Does one side of your pelvis feel higher towards the ceiling than the other? Does one side of your pelvis feel higher towards the shoulder than the other? Can you get a sense of the width of your shoulders? How close do your shoulders feel towards your ears? How does your jaw feel? Tight? Locked? Try separating your teeth or just open your mouth a little. Now notice how the heels of your feet rest on the floor. Do both feet fall open to the sides, or do they turn upwards or inwards? Does the left foot feel differently from the right foot? Now just notice both of your lower legs, how they're resting on the floor. Is there a difference between the left and the right? Can you sense the shape or the texture of the lower legs resting there? Do you notice any space underneath your knees? There might not be any, but just notice. So how do the backs of your legs feel resting on the floor? Is the left different from the right? Do they feel lifted off the floor, or do they rest with the muscles softening into the floor? Is there a texture about your muscles? Now, can you notice the shape of your pelvis resting? Is it distinct, or does it just feel like a heavy lump of bone on the floor? Now notice the space underneath your lumbar curve. For some people, they might not have any space, but if you have, just notice yours. And does it feel like it's a high arch, or does it fall into the floor? Now just notice the shape of your rib cage resting there. Can you get a sense of its shape? Notice, if you can, where the lower ribs are, and in your mind's eye, trace a large barrel shape up to the first ribs below your throat. So is one side of your rib cage more noticeable than the other? As you breathe, do you notice one side more than the other? Do you have more facility to breathe into one part of your rib cage, perhaps more than the other? So now can you sense your shoulder blades pressing into the floor? They might not seem obvious to you, but is one higher or flatter? Or is one just more noticeable than the other? Now take your attention to your arms. Do both your arms rest on the floor in the same way? How do the wrists feel? Do your hands feel clenched, loose, or relaxed? How does your head rest? Does it feel as though you're resting on the center of the back of your head, or does the head tip towards a shoulder? So again, just notice. Get an overall sense of how your body is resting there. So maybe visualize or imagine you're lying on sand, and when you get up from the sand, your body is leaving a shape or an indentation in the sand. So how would your shape appear? And so now I'd like you to roll over really easily and softly and pour yourself up to standing, sitting first, then standing. Try not to adjust yourself, so just let yourself be as you are. Now that you're standing, just get a sense of how do you feel now. So sense the space around you and sense your place in that space. And just notice how you're standing. Can you sense your feet contacting the floor? Does your lower back feel softened, or do the muscles of your lower back feel softened? And check in on your pelvis. So does it feel as though it's in a different place? And I mean that in a good way. Notice where your shoulder blades are. And then I'd like you, in your imagination, get a sense that you're a pole of bamboo. So you're strong, erect, but flexible. And the wind is gently blowing. And let's just take your weight of the whole body to the front of your feet. So keep your feet in contact with the floor, but you're just shifting your weight very, very gently towards the front of your feet. So again, imagine that it's just the wind for blowing you very, very gently. So you're shifting your weight to the front of your feet. And then just pause. And now shift the weight to the back of your feet. So you won't be able to go very far because you'll fall over, but it's a very, very gentle shift. So you're just sending the weight back through to the heels. And just do this a few times, just very gently. There you go. And then just pause. And now the wind is going to blow you from side to side. So take your weight again of the whole body to the outside of the left foot. And then shift the weight of your body to the inner part of the left foot, the inner part of the right foot, and then the outside of the right foot. And then go back again. So just do this a few times. You're gently, gently swaying. Again, that wind is just blowing you gently. That's it. And then just pause there. And then this is just a small movement, and we'll just do it once one way and then once another way. But just shift your weight now in a clockwise circle around your feet. So you're going round in a circle. So basically your head is drawing a circle on the ceiling. And then go round the other way. That's it. And then just pause when you get back to neutral. And again, just sense yourself. Notice how you're standing. Can you sense more of your feet now? Do you feel more grounded? And then just take a little walk and walk off and enjoy your new posture, Enjoy your relaxed muscles. And enjoy the new you.